Jai Shri Krishna. This is a magnificent tower of my books that I have kept here, and I have stacked all the books that I study as a part of my play subject Jyotisha or astrology. So there I always study with my cars, so I've kept my cars here. As you can see, I've kept my cars here. And I love studying Jyotisha and I also love playing with cars, so I do both combined. So this is how I study, and these are all Xerox books that I use. And friends, you can see these are the books that I use. And finally, Bhagavad-Gita. So I'll cut the video and join it again so that all of you can see the video on how I use each one of the books and an explanation to each one of the books. So, thank you. Jai Shri Krishna. Now, sorry to say, I will have to dismantle this tower to show you the books, and my mother is going to join this video and my father is going to upload it. So, let me do this. Jai Shri Krishna. My respectful obeisances to the Lord Shri Krishna and the sage Parashara and the other great sages who have flourished the science of Jyotisha. So today we are going to see a few books to read and how to utilize them. And if you have any books to tell me about, please tell me about that, and I would be very happy to know about it. So, beginning with it, I would like to first pray to the supreme book, the Gita, the Bhagavad-Gita. And the Bhagavad-Gita is the beginning of all karmic things in this world. So we must always pray to the Bhagavad-Gita first, because this is the beginning. And this only teaches us about the Shastras, the Vedas, everything comes inside one. The books that you see here, entire things, are there inside one, though we can't understand it subtly. And that too, this particular book is the main thing, since this is karmic reaction. Karmic reaction is the base, the important principle in our Shastras. So, now I would like to explain to you each one of the books that I have, the books that I read. So, let's see the Garuda Purana first. So, my friends, this is the Garuda Purana, and the Garuda Purana is the ancient book of the valued code of conducting and morality, because we first need the way to study. First of all, we have to know what we must put into use this study, because this study should not go away in bad work, because they are modern day astrologers which are doing a little bad work in putting false information into people's minds that there is no need of the Bhagavad-Gita and all of these things. So I would like to tell you that before studying all of these books, we have to know a few things. That is Bhagavad-Gita. This is the Bhagavad-Gita, a small version that I have got. And this is the Valmiki Ramayana. It's also a very important thing, since Lord Rama has also explained different kinds of astrological things in his Valmiki Ramayana. The Srimad Bhagavatam, of course, actually Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra was written by sage Parashara, and Srimad Bhagavatam by sage Vyasa. So father and son, so we have to study this too. And then the Mahabharata, written by sage Vyasa, visualized and written. So this is also very important, since this is the universal book of all different kinds of things in it. Yanne hasti natat kvachit. There is nothing that is present in this world without the Mahabharata. So therefore, this is the study of the scriptural things. So this is the Garuda Mahapurana, and I have another version of it which is with the shlokas and the meanings also here. So this is the one. It has so much astrological information, including Matsya Purana. So many other Puranas have lots of astrological information in them, and therefore we have to read this. This is one of the most important books, the Garuda Mahapurana. So I have shown you the Garuda Mahapurana and the sacred books. So now let's go to each one of these books. We have seen the holy books. Mahabharata, Valmiki Srimad Bhagavatam, and the Valmiki Ramayana, and last, the Supreme Bhagavad-Gita. So after we finish these books, I want to also show you some more important books. So beginning with the main scriptural books that we have in our Shastras, I would like to begin with the greatest of all, being Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra, which is the universal, great and wonderful book of all the different things in one. And this book gives total light and information over the entire astrology, and is the first and the last word of astrology. Nothing can counteract this, and most books have an opinion towards this. Any book that has a different opinion towards this gets inside a different branch. For example, Jaimini astrology, Tajik aspects, etc. These things come as a different branch, but being in a branch of the ancient system of Vedic astrology, no book has even thwarted this system of astrology away, since Parashari system is the greatest. So there is a commentary on the Parashari system known as the Laghu Parashari, the book known as Laghu Parashari. So I have kept it in the section of Dashantar Dashabhaga. So we will go to that bhaga afterwards. So this is the Laghu Parashari. So Laghu Parashari is a book based on the principles that are there in the Brihat Parashara Hora. So since we have seen the Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra, the book of the main things in astrology, now we shall go to the next one, Phaladipika. Phaladipika of Mantreshwara is a prescribed book by most people, and this Phaladipika is one of the greatest books. So this Phaladipika of Mantreshwara, and the translation is by Dr. G.S. Kapoor. The Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra is by also Dr. G.S. Kapoor. So the translation, English translation, commentary and annotation and editing, everything is by Dr. G.S. Kapoor. And I shall also make a video in which I will show you each one of these books entirely and fully in a total explanation about each one of these books. So the Dr. G.S. Kapoor's Phaladipika of Mantreshwara is also a wonderful book and is a must for all people who are studying astrology, since there are many things that we are supposed to know as an extra in every single place in this book. So we have seen here Phaladipika. So next we come to a wonderful book that one cannot say no to, and that is Hora Saraha. Hora Sara is the book of all things that we are supposed to know in the Shastras, and this book is derived from Brihat Jataka. So first let us see Brihat Jataka. Brihat Jataka is a book which is renowned as one of the Panchashastras in Jyotisha, or the big 5 books. So since this is one of the big 5 books in Jyotisha Shastra, we are supposed to renown this book a lot. This book is written by B. Suryanarayan Rao, and the book is originally written by sage Varaham-Mihira, and in this book there are important things that is given, and one must study this book before getting into anything of Jyotisha, because this book has lots of information, especially for beginners, since it has explanation of technicalities, and then we go to Grahayoni Prabheda, then Vyoni Janmadhyaya. Like this, all the different chapters have lots of information that one has to learn, and there are many different kinds of terms that one has to learn to get into other books. So Brihat Jataka is one of the Pancha Pustaka or Panchamaha Pustaka, or the big 5 books. So one should learn this. And with that, Hora Saraha is the book by Prithu Yashas, the son of Varaham-Mihira. So, of course, the son would have adopted all his things from his father, and the same thing is also adapted from Brihat Parashara Hora. So, Varaham-Mihira has given so much about it. Varaham-Mihira's teacher was Satyacharya, whose book that I shall show next. But this book, Hora Saraha by Prithu Yashas, son of Varaham-Mihira. So, this is by Ranjan Publications, including the previous books that I show you except Brihat Jataka. This is by MLBD Publications. We can also select this to buy online. So it's a very nice book. Please get this book, since there's lots of information that is not even given in the other texts. So this Hora Saraha is also a must read for people who are getting into astrology. So next we have seen Brihad Jataka, Hora Sara also. Next we shall go to Bhavartha Ratnakara by Sri Ramanujacharya. We don't know whether it is the great Vaishnava saint Ramanujacharya or it is another Ramanujacharya, but this book is an excellent one that is about each one of the lagnas have been given, the good and the bad things about each one of the lagnas, the 9 planets, the 7 houses, etc. And this is by B.V. Raman, the pioneer in the field of astrology. Surya Narayan Rao is a grandfather of B.V. Raman, and he is also a wonderful English writer, and B.V. Raman and Surya Narayan Rao have influenced the entire astrological way, showing it to be one of the most important sciences. Before, when we think of Jyotisha, we used to visualize a few pandits who used to sit and then make problems and then mint money and run away. But now, because of B.V. Raman and B. Suryanarayan Rao and other publishers who are bringing out the ancient techniques of Jyotisha, which are not like the modern techniques of just wasting time with consultees. So I would say that because the modern technique and the so-called the behavior of the pandits that they were behaving, and the Brahmana behavior, so-called Brahmana behavior at that time, actually Brahmana behavior is different, but the so-called Brahmana behavior, of course, was dispelled by these two great pioneers in the field of astrology. So Bhavartha Ratnakara gives all of this information, so please buy it. It's by UBSPD Publications. You can order it online too, I think so. So next one to see is another version of Phaladipika, Bhavartha Bodhini. It's in Hindi, so for some people who do not know Hindi, like me, I struggle to understand Hindi. This book can be as a reference so that you can use it in a different way. North Indian charts have been used and the shlokas are very authentic. Next is Uttar Kalamrita, last but not the least of the great ancient technical books. Uttar Kalamrita, I have got this kind of a version of Uttar Kalamrita, a Xerox copy version. So this is a kind of almost rare with all the shlokas present in it. So I got this Xerox somehow, and this is also present now in different kinds of publications. So the one that I have bought is by Sagar Publications. So it is translated by S.S. Sareen. So this is also a very wonderful book that one can use, since this is also a Dharma Grantha in which a lot of explanations have been given of Dharma, different kinds of ways. One should do this, one should do that, marriage, all of these things have been given in this book. Very long and nice, beautiful. So after explaining to you these, I would like to bring you one of the most favorite parts of astrology that I like, that is Prashna. So a few books on Prashna would be good to explain Prashna in a wonderful way. So these are the books I have on Prashna Shastra. So we can see here that Brihad Prashna Ratnakaram, it's a Kannada book, so in this local language. It's a little difficult to understand because many different kinds of numbers and mystical things have been given in this book that we have to closely understand, and all the fruits, etc. have been explained. So it's a very nice book. If you understand Kannada, this is a good book. Tajik Neelakanthi. This has Varshaphala or annual horoscopy and horary astrology, and this is by Ranjan Publications, and also the author of this book is D.P. Saxena, and along with that Acharya Neelakantha is the main author. So Acharya Neelakantha has given a mix of Arabic thoughts on astrology and our Vedic thoughts to give an authoritative explanation of astrology. Tajika Neelakanthi. This is on annual horoscopy and horary astrology. So this is a wonderful book about all different kinds of things that we should know in astrology before getting into the field of astrology. And this is an exponential book, so after studying Brihad Jataka, one may get inside this. And Tajik Neelakanthi also has huge explanations of 3 parts. The first part deals with The first part deals with calculations in dasha, etc., and sanya, where sahams, etc., have been explained. The second part deals with varshaphala, and the third part deals with prashna. So prashna people can refer to the third part, so I've taken here, and the first two parts are for people studying into the Arabic way of astrology and also Vedic way, mixed, and sahams, etc., and also different kinds of things explained in the Tajik Neelakanthi. And after this, I would like to show you Varaha Mihira's Daivagnya Vallabha. Daivagnya Vallabha is by a publication that is also Ranjan Publications, and the author of this book, who has translated this book, it's by Varaha Mihira, and the translator is Balakrishnan, N. Balakrishnan. So this is also a very good book, and this book is totally about horary astrology. It was actually a forgotten classic before, but now it has been revived by this publisher, Ranjan Publications. So this is also a very nice book on all kinds of horary astrology with the shlokas texts. So it's a good book. Prashna Tantra, Prashna astrology system, is explained very well by the same author of Tajik Neelakanthi, Acharya Neelakantha. So this is by B.V. Raman, and this is a very authoritative version, since B.V. Raman, the pioneer in the field of astrology, has written it with all the explanations, including the Ithashila and Mutashila, etc. These are forgotten ways of studying astrology. And last but not the least, the greatest books on Prashna that I would like to show you, and this book, Prashna Marga, as you can see here, is a wonderful book on Prashna, and I have already made videos on each one of the Prashna shlokas that have been given and the explanations. So this book is also by Bangalore Venkataraman, B.V. Raman, and I would say this is a must read for all astrological savants. So in this book, this is the first part of Prashna Marga, and this is by MLBD Publications. This Prashna Tantra is by UBSPD Publications, and this Prashna Marga is a must read for all people who are venturing into the study of Prashna. And Prashna is totally, some people have misconceptions about Prashna Shastra, but the correct thing is Prashna Shastra gives you a better view of what is happening, especially in regard to omens. If you defy Prashna Shastra, then most of the different kinds of books have to be defied then, including Tajik Neelakanthi, Varaha Mihira's Daivagnya Vallabha, and also Acharya Neelakantha, even Varaha Mihira, even Satya, Bhrigu, everybody will have to be disobeyed. So this book is a very important book with all different kinds of medical, physical, etc. explanations. So I shall make a book review on each one of these, very big book review. So it's a good book to buy. So next I would like to show you the next part of astrology, that is the Dasha and Antardasha systems, without which we can't predict anything regarding time. So these three are most important in the Dasha Vibhaga. Laghu Parashari. This one is a commentary, or a kind of commentary. It's also called Jataka Chandrika. So this is studied very, most people study this in, actually in North India, people study it as Laghu Parashari with only 42 shlokas, whereas in South India, people study it with 80 shlokas as Jataka Chandrika. So this is by O.P. Verma, who has given sufficient notes and explanations to it, along with other authors' coordination too. So all of these things are given very nicely. So we would see so many different kinds of, so these Dashaphalas, first Sanyadhyaya is given, in which we are supposed to know all of these different characteristics of each one of the planets. Then Yogadhyaya, the combinations of the planets. Then Ayudhyaya, like this, all the things that are there in the Brihat Parashara have been taken, the principles of it have been put. So the Parashari school has been explained very nicely. But after the 42nd shloka, it's the South Indians who study it as Jataka Chandrika, and till the 80th shloka, it gives lots of explanations on Dasha and Antardasha. calculations and how to use them, etc. So this is Satya Jatakam. Satya Jatakam has Upodhata or an introduction in the beginning. So first we see Janma Nakshatra. So nakshatras, how to use the nakshatras. This is a book based on, I would just like to tell you the publication. That is Ranjan Publications. And this is by O.P. Verma. So we will see that this book is also a very important book. And then Satya Jatakam. Satya Jatakam is also made by Ranjan Publications. The translation is by S.K. Raman. So this is also a very important book, and the basis of Dhruvanadi has been given in this book. So Satya Samhita was the main book for this, and that's how this book came out. So this is the Satyacharya who has made this book. So Varaha Mihira is the student of Satyacharya. So there are two opinions on the author. One was Satya Rishi, and now we shall see the Upodhata, the introduction, 5 basic principles, the Pancha Siddhanta Adhyaya. So in this, all the 5 basic principles of Jyotisha have been given. Then results, Bhava Phala Adhyaya, of each one of the things or the houses. And then Dasha Phala Adhyaya, that is when the effect might come into picture. Then we have Rahu Ketu Phala Adhyaya. So this is a special Adhyaya dedicated to Rahu and Ketu for us to know lots more about them. So there are many more things that have been given at the end as an appendix, where lots of things have been given about Satyacharya and Lagnas, etc. in shlokas themselves. So this is an important book also. So this is actually an option, though more other books will be able to do good help. But this one has lots of more importance in Jyotisha. So this is also an important book. So next is the Bhargava Nadika. The English translation is by K.T. Shubhakaran. So this is an important book, but though there are not those many explanative notes for each one, we have to use this book in a particular way. And one more thing is that we have to first keep seeing the shlokas and checking. For that we have to know Sanskrit, and after checking the shlokas we have to see the meaning, because first the shloka, then the meaning, and only then we can claim the authority of this book, or it might be just almost a waste. So after knowing this is made by Sagar Publications, so this is also a good book to read. So we have seen the Dasha Vibhaga, and now we shall see B.V. Raman's Astrology. Extra books of him, though there are many more books, I have fitted them into other places of study, but this one is just random books of B.V. Raman. I would like to begin with Astrology for Beginners. This is by UBSPD Publications, and this is by B.V. Raman, the author, the pioneer of astrology. This Astrology for Beginners book is a must for beginners, because there are many things that a beginner should know in this book. So Astrology for Beginners is an attractive book with different kinds of information on the planetary avasthas, the planets, and then dashas. Slowly and beautifully, the explanation about how to begin in astrology has been given by the author. Next we see Varshapal. Varshapal is also a book that can be classified into a separate part of astrology, Varshapala, or the Hindu progress horoscope, and that is also dealt by Tajik Neelakanthi. So here is it. Tajik Neelakanthi and this are both about Varshapala. So Varshapala, being an important part of Jyotisha, can also be assessed by readers. So the progressed Hindu horoscope has been properly explained by B.V. Raman. And next, notable horoscopes, where 77 important people's horoscopes have been tirelessly given by the great author B.V. Raman. So this is a very big and thick book, and it's published by Motilal Banarsi Das Publishers. And in this 77 important people, Sri Krishna, Alexander the Great, Lord Krishna, and then Augustus Caesar, Sri Adi Shankaracharya, Jesus Christ, to name a few. There are 77 people explained totally in this particular book. So this is also a good book so that we know a few examples and how these people were like that, because we know Adolf Hitler kind of people were behaving a little bad, so why were they like that? So all of these explanation can be given by this book beautifully. This book, Notable Horoscopes, is also an important book. And then the most important one that people will study is the 300 important combinations. So I'm going to cut the video because then it will again stop. So this is about the 300 important combinations. The 300 important combinations is an important must book. That is, it has 300 combinations that is supposed to be studied, but none of these combinations can make your chart very great or very degraded. Again, as B.V. Raman says, we have to follow the different kinds of aspects of the planets, etc., and then only consider the yogas. The 300 important combinations are also very it's one of the greatest books I feel on Jyotishya. So this book gives lots of information on 300 combinations that most of them we don't even know, and sometimes we predict wrongly without observing each one of these planetary combinations given by the rishis. So let's study this book very well, because this book is an important book. So this also by MLBD Publications. Next, Graha and Bhava Bhalas will be given. So the balas that a planet gets, for example, a planet is in exaltation, debilitation, avasthas, this, that, you have to consider about millions of different kinds of considerations before coming into one particular bala. So these Graha and Bhava Bala book should be properly assessed by students of astrology. So UBSPD is the publication and B.V. Raman is the author. It's also a good book to study. So since we have seen a few more publications of Dr. B.V. Raman, now we shall see a few more things that I use in my predictions when I try to predict something. So that is these particular books. So these particular books can be used by an astrological student to enhance all the predictions, so that sometimes the Jataka would be very nice. Consider it that way. Sometimes the Jataka would be very nice. What to do now? In case the Jataka is very nice, but still somebody is having lots of deep feelings or someone give a thing. For that, his name, his business name, etc. should be assessed, and that is, and his area of living, etc. And all of these things have also been given by our rishis in the Shastras. Some of them are unknown, some of them are found, and some of them are public, and some of them are given by to the people, and some of them are just kept by the Western people or some crooked people, even in our own country. Vastu Simplified is the book of Vastu Shastra, and this also by Pandit Y.N. Magirwar. So this is a publication by Art of Living Publications. So Sri Publications Trust. So this is the one. Though you can't exactly believe Sri Ravi Shankar ji, still this book is a must. It's written so beautifully with different kinds of explanations throughout the book. Drawings, this and that, shlokas. We can't even measure the wonderful things that have been given in this book. Calculations tirelessly given in this book. So this is also an important book in case the person is having a good life and rectifies house too. So in case you're able to predict but there is something, emptiness in the prediction, we can still use a few more things which might enhance your prediction very well. So Vastu is one important thing. Then the Science in Numbers by Pandit Lakshmi Das, though a very small book and a handy kind of book that might not be looked upon even by astrological people, though numerology has been given very nicely by the author in this book, and the things that have been given by the author in this book is astonishing, and some of them are even in according with the Vedas. So normally we see books like this in which foreigners come up with their theories of numerology, but this one of the few books that give out the Shastras the planets, like for where it's given Uranus and Neptune, he gives Rahu and Ketu and the reason why. He gives the science behind these numbers, the vibrations, etc. So this is also a very good book. He coordinates astrology and numerology. Even I have seen this striking thing between astrology and numerology, which I shall also explain. For example, Zarathustra and Jesus Christ are both born under the same number 36. Both created their own religions, and 36 is a number of religion. Imagine this coordination, and one would get so shocked by the science of numbers. Most things are very confusing in the science of numbers. This whole world is made about numbers. Even this is a Western thing of numbers. So science in numbers is also a good book. Next, Chiro's book of numbers is also a very important book. So many striking things have been given in this book that are also supposed to be studied by the astrological student. Next, this is the greatest book on Vastu Shastra, I believe a modern book. So this is by Dr. Bhojraj Dwivedi, the excellent astrologer. Sampurna Vastu Shastra is a book by him in which he gives total explanation of Vastu Shastra entirely. So here, there, with extensive drawings, etc. The publication of this book that I forgot to tell you was New Light Publishers, and the publication of this book is Balaji Publications. And next, the Sampurna Vastu Shastra, the publication is Diamond Books. So the author Bhojraj Dwivedi has given a wonderful explanation in this book about different aspects that we should consider before studying Vastu. So we have seen these books, and now we shall see the mysteries of Vedic face reading. So the mysteries of Vedic face reading is a wonderful book by Hrishikesh Dubey. So the author believes in total Krishna belief. This book is a good book about face reading. So how to read the face and judge. So sometimes when somebody comes and asks a question in a particular different kind of a face, we have to judge his intentions first. What is he going to do with our predictions? And warn him if it's bad and congratulate him if it's good. All of these things, and also arriving to a conclusion in what state of mind the person is in, Vedic face reading is very important. Though there are no shlokas, it's called Vedic face reading. That's a striking thing, but still there are many things given in Bharat Parashara Hora Shastra at the end part on Vedic face reading and body reading, etc. So these things are the part where we are considering all facts of how to judge a person's face, etc., his house and his number, his name, so that we can add a little more extra things in our predictions. Next we come to remedial measures. In this, important books to be considered, a very important book that I found it very recently, and this book is a wonderful book. It's about Know About Remedies. So Know About Remedies is by Dr. Shankar Adwal. So there's a very nice book on how to know about the remedies that you're going to put for your consultees. So it's a very wonderful book which deals with mantras, yantras, gems, Lal Kitab, color therapy, Rudraksha, Vastu Shastra. In this I believe entirely everything except a few things in Lal Kitab, unless it is rectified by the Shastras. So I believe entirely in the Shastras, and whatever I say is according to the Shastras whenever I want to say something about any book, because I would not like to hurt any of you, but still most things have to be believed only after assessing of the Puranas, Shastras and the Vedas, and moreover of the supreme thing which is there in our body, Paramatma. So in this, there are many things to be assessed that we should use in things about predictions. So here, so many mantras, a treasure of mantras have been given. A treasure of mantras, so many different kinds of stotras, sahasranamas. Each one of the planets, Ashtotrashata Namavali, along with their stotrams, have been given in this book. So it's an exhaustive and wonderful book. And this is also by Sagar Publications. It's a hardbound book. So Know About Remedies is a must read. So this is a book on remedies that I showed you now. Now, medical astrology. For this, first I would like to show you an authoritative text, Veerasimhavalokanam. This is by Veerasimha, Raja Veerasimha, a great Rajput king who has written a Sanskrit text which is being translated by K. Narayanan. The publication is CBH Publications, and this is also a very important book. It's by K. Narayanan, and this is a classical text on medical astrology. Over 60 diseases can be cured through herbs and astrological remedies, and all of these things have been given. The reasons for each one of these causes of diseases have also been given in this book. So this is also a must read. Ayurvedic Astrology by Dr. David Frawley, a Western Pandit of our Shastras. We all have to hail to him as a very great astrologer and a medical person, since he has mastered our Shastras, and we are sitting here. We have to also master our own Shastras, and we have to also know whatever great people around us know. This Ayurvedic Astrology book is also a must-read book, and is by Dr. David Frawley, which is who is now called Vamadeva Shastri. So Ayurvedic astrology is self-healing through the stars and the planets. So this is a very good book on Pitta, Vata, etc. have been explained beautifully in this book, even herbs, gems, etc. So on medical astrology, I would prescribe this book and this book too. I would suggest these two books because they are very nice books. So MLBD Publications is the publication of Ayurvedic Astrology, and of this CBH Publications. So these are also a very good set of books, and now we are going to assess few more good books in Jyotisha. Now we are going to bring out a wonderful Purana. So Garuda Mahapurana. This is Garuda Mahapurana, which has beautiful explanations of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna himself giving instructions to his vehicle carrier Garuda bird. So in this, so many mantras have been given, so many mantras that in just each chapter at least 40 mantras would have been given, and these mantras are so wonderful that they have so much information. This book is also a good book but does not have shlokas. This book has shlokas. I salute the Supreme Lord and Garuda, the vehicle carrier of the Lord, the destroyer of evil people who are like snakes as obstacles in the field of predictions. And our life entirely. Wherever there are problems in our life, they are known to be snakes. And whenever we read the Garuda Mahapuranam, we call the bird Garuda, and he comes to us, destroys these evil snakes and sends them away. Though these snakes have come to only teach us about our own lives, still the kind Lord Garuda sends them away. So now I would like to show you another important book, three other important books that we must see before understanding Jyotisha Shastra. The Hindu World, a huge book. You can see this, it's more than I think 1,000 pages. So this huge book known as the Hindu World is so huge that it has so much explanations about different things, big size pages. So one can get this book. As a printed version also it is available, as you can see down here. So I got this as a version when I am studying in my Vastu Shastra course. So since I was studying in the course, I got this book. So this book is totally about our Hinduism. So before getting into Jyotisha Shastra, we have to understand our culture, Sanatana Dharma. Next, The Secret of the Veda by Sri Aurobindo. So this is also an important book. And I also got a book from my course in which there's a lot of different kinds of things in relation to the Vedas. So we have to know about these Vedas. Vedas have lots of information on astrology too. And now I would like to show you the ephemeris that I use. Lahiri's ephemeris, Lahiri's Indian ephemeris of planets positions for 2017-2016. I got these two, but before that I was using Panchangas. So these two books are very important books. So I started my astrology only from 2016. So I have these two versions of the Lahiri's ephemeris. So then the tables of ascendants is a book for centuries together. So this book is a wonderful book. Now I think just getting it is very difficult. So please get this book before it becomes almost extinct, because this is the main book for, if you don't have a software, then still you can predict with this book, because you need the ascendant, and without the ascendant you can't do anything. So I do not like to use any software. I use these main books. And then the local Panchanga. This is by Suttur Matha, Vantikopal, our place where we live. So this has a Panchanga. It's a wonderful Panchanga, not only for people living only in Mysore, but there are so many things: how to perform Shraddha, and how to destroy poverty, how to perform the Ashaucha when people around you die, how to put the Devatas in the temple, and how to install the Devatas, how to bring together the forces of the planets into the deities, and what to do in marriage, what to do in Upanayana, what to do in different kinds of things, like when you are bowing down to an elder person, and so many more things, and how to put the Punal or the sacred thread, and Shani's Mahamantras, and the Dasharatha Shani Stotra, and how to bathe. We just put soap and bathe, not me, I put multani mitti, but there are so many different kinds of things to do when you take a bath. So that is also explained in the Panchanga. So many things are there in the Panchanga that one should know. So this is 2015 and this is 2016 Panchanga, and then comes the Suttur Panchanga with also lots of more information. Though it's in Kannada, that most of you might not be able to understand, still it's a good book if you have somebody to translate it for you. So these Panchangas, even your local ephemeris might be helpful for you. It will also have lots of information like this. It might be even more information than big books that I have showed you before. So these are also important parts of the book, since you can't do anything, no predictive things without them. Even for Prashna, you first should know where the planets are. Now these are 3 extra informative books that I use. Shakuntala Devi's Astrology for you, with lots of Dasha information at the back, so that it's a good thing to use, and lots of information at the front too. So nice to know that Shakuntala Devi was also there in astrology, a pioneer in that too. Jyotishya Pravesha is a book full of information and charts. It's written by G. Rajagopalaya. Predictive Astrology. So I use this only as a reference. Predictive Astrology, I have read this book because this gives lots of information. If I forget a few principles of basic astrology, that happens to everybody. So in case I forget it, then I can use these books. Then this is the college syllabus that I use. This is only there for the college. So these are the courses that they offer, and many more courses too that they give. And these are 2 books on marriage matching that I have. The Nakshatras, about the Nakshatras, is a very informative book to use in marriage matching. So I have got it as a extra print. So you can get it from Motilal, from MLBD Publications, or Motilal Banarsi Das Publishers Private Limited of Delhi. And then Art of Matching Charts by the daughter of B.V. Raman, Gayatri Devi Vasudev. So this is also a wonderful book, The Art of Matching Charts. So they instead of just the funny way of just sitting and just matching on the basis of nakshatras and just getting the couple married, and then when one of them dies or any big problem happens, then the astrologers sit and regret. That's a big problem. Not only regret, just fight back. So that's a problem. So to dispel this problem and not create infamy for astrology, she has given so much explanation of scientific explanation on astrology. So this I also consider a very important book. Now I would like to show you two Muhurta books that I use. Muhurta, Dr. B.V. Raman's book on Muhurta is a very important book. So I have also got the print version of this book, not the the Xerox version of this book, PDF, not the print. So Muhurta, Electional Astrology by Dr. B.V. Raman. He has lambasted even his daughter Gayatri Devi Vasudev. They both have lambasted the so-called scientists for accusing the Jyotisha Shastra of different errors. So these particular people nowadays who are coming up saying Jyotisha is not needed, this is there, that is there, have been lambasted by B.V. Raman. He's protected our astrological things. So samskaras in related to Jyotisha have been given here. Shodasha samskaras entirely from beginning to end of a person. From when the person is coming into this world and when he leaves the world, what to do for that person. This is like a dharma grantha, I would say. Muhurta Darpana is again it's a Kannada book on Jyotisha, but I would tell you that this book is fully in Kannada, but it's having lots of shlokas in them. The dark part is the shlokas. So I can understand Kannada and I can read Kannada too, so I use this book. But since most of you might not be able to understand Kannada, you can get this translated or anything like that, because I don't think this is available in English print. This is also an excellent book as a reference to Muhurta to show that this is the way. So there are so many things in it that have to be seen by an astrologer. Now I would like to show you another group of my astrological books that I refer. This is Principles of Jyotisha. Notes on Predictive Astrology, the Nirayana system, or the sidereal astrology or Vedic astrology with reference to Hindu Vedic astrology, part 2. So I have part 1 too. This is part 1. And yeah, so both are actually part 2 and this is part 1. See, Sayana and Nirayana have both been explained in these 3 books, whereas in this book, exhaustively, one cannot even imagine the nakshatras, the stars, and then all Shadbala, this, that, so many things have been given. And even Rahu, Ketu, where they'll be and what will happen, planets and physiology, signification of planets, and general characteristics of planets, nodes of the moon, Rahu, Ketu, so much explanation. Next one, Shadbalas have been given, divisional charts or Vargas, Nakshatras, and then Dwadashakuta Gunamilana, and then classical Jyotisha Vedic astrology books to read have been given in this exhaustive book. So then the Sayana has these Western ways of predicting. So these are the Western ways of predicting. So these can also be kind of useful for the people, especially with the gemology at the back. And here, Hindu Vedic astrology has been explained again in a better way in this book too. So I've showed you these kinds of books, and now I'll show you 2 huge files that I have gotten filled. It's from the internet and different other sources that I could not store as PDFs, and that my mother could not print like this, so I have kept it in a file here. So this is another set of big information that I have stored. A few more books are there in this, and and a few old test papers that I use for reference. So then the planets and all of these things, including each planet in the nakshatras, my notes, etc. have been stored in this file, and even the Vedic calendar, a book, and then also all materials for the studies that I do. And next I have another big file. So this is also having lots of information on astrological sciences. So this is a big file that I often see when I don't have any other thing to see, in case I struggle to do something. So this is about signs, dhatu, mula, jiva, this, that, all different kinds of things about each one of the planets. Yoga Karakas with reference to Bhavartha Ratnakara, avasthas of planets, and Varaha Mihira, different kinds of notes, and calculations, Lajitadi avasthas, Vedic time system, and so many more things have been given in this. So the video might get cut, so I'll switch it again. So moreover, the sidereal day, and so much articles have been stored in this. So you can also get lots of more information through the internet like this, so that you can read in the internet. So I've just given you a small thing. The books that I have bought might be just 0.0000000 unlimited one of the entire part of astrology, and I know that you people might be so much more than me, but still I would say that I have to learn a lot from you people, and please put that in the comment box so that I can also learn from you. I've just shown you a few books. If you're interested, you can get them from different kinds of sites. Even I've got it from many different kinds of places. So last but not least, please study Sanskrit, my dear friends. Without Sanskrit there'll be no things to do. And for children, I would say beginning books could be, I think I used to read this small book. So this is a really nice book on astrology. It's a small tiny thought publication book, so they've given pictures, etc., which might be interesting for kids. And do not forget to play with cars and read and study, because your toys are the things that keep you going, isn't it? So I've shown you these kinds of things now in astrological books. So those are my cars, and I always play with them whenever I am trying to study, because they are my best friends. So thank you. Jai Shri Krishna.